Hello everyone, welcome to Nandip Academy. Today we are going to discuss one of the questions of internal security PYQs under our UPSC Simplified series. So we will start with our today's question. Okay, so today's question is left-wing extremism is showing a downward trend but still affects many parts of the country. Briefly explain the government of India's approach to counter the challenges posed by the LWE. So here we have to first decode the question what UPSC has asked. So, firstly, no keyword has been given. They have just given that briefly explain the government of India's approach. Before that, they have given one statement. This is the statement that they have given. So, in such kind of questions, you are supposed to justify this statement with some facts. Okay. So we will start with our answers that how to approach this question. The first one is in introduction. We are supposed to write LWE and its downward trend. Okay, because they have given statement at the start of the question. So we have to show them that how LWE activities are showing downward trend in India. In second part, body part, they have asks that what is the government of India's approach to the challenges posed by the LWE. So they have not asked challenges explicitly, but we are supposed to mention it. We are expected to mention it either or in diagrammatic form. They have not explicitly asked this part, so you are not supposed to write in point format because it will consume more space. Diagram will just consume your this much space. You will get to write in this part of the page, but in point format it will consume too much space. So just remember one thing, whichever part which is not asked by the UPSC but you are supposed to write, just write it in diagrammatic form. Okay, then we have to briefly explain government of India's approach and then way forward. This is also not asked by the UPSC. They have not asked what should be way forward. So you are supposed to write it in diagrammatic form or either write in just this way. Okay. And lastly, conclusion by relevant statements. So in introduction, so the government of India's approach to deal with LWE is a holistic manner in the areas of security development, improvement in governance and public perception management. Recently, government has come out with operational strategy Samadhan to fight left-wing extremism in the country. This is one kind of introduction where I have briefly given the overall scenario of LWE in India and how government of India is tackling it. So this is the first kind of introduction, or you can also show downward trend of LWE in India in introduction only, or else if you have written this introduction, then you can write some separate point downward trend. Just make it box and show here how it is showing downward trend. Okay. So in while showing this downward trend, just try to show it in either in graph form how it is showing downward trend. This is downward trend. You are not expected to know exact figures how much area is affected, but you should at least have some idea that it is showing downward trend. Just show it in graph. Source Ministry of Home Affairs annual report. Okay, just mention it. जरी तुम्हाला माहित नसलं की हा सोर्स आहे का नाही, तरी पण ह्या सोर्स मध्ये कुठेतरी हे दिलेलं असणारच आहे बाय डिफॉल्ट. ओके, सो ते तो लॉजिक तुम्ही लावत चला. और एल्स दुसरी काय गोष्ट करू शकता तुम्ही डाउनवर्ड ट्रेंड साठी, मॅप काढायचा इंडियाचा. ओके, क्रूड सेन्स मध्ये काढतोय मी, पण मॅपची प्रॅक्टिस करा. 2 मॅप काढा इंडियाचे आणि ह्यात काय करायचं, दिस इज द अर्लिएस्ट trade corridor or LW affected area, and after this much is area affected. Okay, so this shows downward trend of the LW affected area. So you either draw map or just show it in graph. Nextly, but still it is persistent in many part of the country, so you can either write this in map or just mention it in wheel diagram. Okay, so but it's better just you just mention all these areas in your map where it is located. You are not supposed to have exact location, but you should know that yes, somewhere in the Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, MP and Chhattisgarh border or Telangana, then some part of Maharashtra, Gadchiroli. So you know these areas, so just try to mention it in your second map. So I have given some areas, that is Chhattisgarh, some of the districts, then tri-junction, we know that Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Telangana, then Maharashtra, Telangana, Odisha, tri-junctions are there, and these are also tribal areas and highly underdeveloped. So nextly, governments, what is the government's approach? Okay, so before that, just try to mention challenges posed by LWE in India in diagrammatic form. Just try to write 3-4 challenges, that is law and order issue, development deficit, then we have human development crisis and all those things, then other illegal activities nexus has been established by the LWE people. So here you are supposed to write it in just write keywords, don't explain it, just write keywords, because it is not asked by UPSC explicitly. So what is India's approach? We'll see it. So firstly, governance and development, that is India is providing proactive and doorstep governance and developmental initiatives are undertaken by the government. Then smart leadership and better coordination with state government. So as we know that law and order is a state subject, so coordination with state is much required. So central government of India is ensuring coordination with the state governments. Then aggressive strategies being followed by modernize and strengthen capacity of armed forces. Which are these armed forces? CRPF plus PF plus state police forces. So government is undertaking various activities to modernize and strengthen the capacity of the armed forces. Fourthly, special emphasis is being laid on the implementation of Forest Rights Act and ensuring entitlement of local communities over minor forest produce. As we have seen earlier, the LW affected area is mostly tribal areas. Okay, so development deficit and the discrimination against tribals are providing fertile ground, okay, to LW people, so that tribals will get included into their activities. So to tackle this issue, we are providing more MSP to their minor forest product, and effective implementation of the Forest Right Act is ensured. Then no access to financing. Government of India has undertaken various steps to stop the finances of the LWE. Then rehabilitation and surrender. As we know that Government of India has undertaken which policy? Surrender and Rahat policy, under which we are आपण म्हणजे त्यांना हे करतोय, LWE पीपल जे आहेत त्यांना आपण अलाउ करतोय की तुम्ही मेन स्ट्रीम मध्ये या, आम्ही तुम्हाला जास्त काही करणार नाही. अँड लास्टली वी हॅव पब्लिक परसेप्शन मॅनेजमेंट. हिअर वी हॅव मॅनेजिंग द परसेप्शन ऑफ लोकल पीपल towards the democracy or developmental activities. So these are the government approach. So here again, what is your value addition? You can write in box case studies. Okay, so the first one is Dantewada district model. and second one is Andhra model. Okay, in Andhra model most important point is force, greyhound, and in Dantewada governance and development. Okay, so you are supposed to write these best models. These are the best models which have tackled the issue of LW very effectively through the existing system. And then lastly we have conclusion. Okay, in conclusion again I have said either summarize it, right way forward. Okay, so I have summarized the drug problem is a serious menace in this impedance. Okay, so this is our question. In conclusion you are supposed to write. So what we can write in conclusion, just we'll see. So LW is showing downward trend, but still these measures need to be implemented effectively with the help of NGOs, local people and local administration to make India LW free. Okay, so in this line we can conclude our answer in a futuristic manner. Okay, so thank you so much.